My friend, you know that feeling when things are looking up, when things are going well for you, and then all of a sudden something happens, something just throws you off, and you're back where you began, like you're frustrated, and you're feeling like you're further back than you've ever been before, and it's just you don't know what to do because it's happened again and again and again, and yet you feel that deep inside there's gotta be more from life. There's gotta be more. There's gotta be a way forward. My friend, if this is where I find you today, if you're in a place of frustration, when maybe you've been pulled back, when things ain't going to plan, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, and I want you to know that we're in this together. This is one of the struggles, one of the challenges that for us, for those who've been touched by trauma, is particularly poignant. It's particularly impactful because it just gets to us so much more. Because you and I, we've been through things. And so we have, a deeper impact of everyday life, of bringing chaos and throwing things up and just those setbacks. And yet, we also share a deeper, a more profound urge for greater life, for finding that greater sense of feeling alive, or feeling more just present in the moment, where you love what you do, and you get that sense of connectedness with other people, and you live with that sense of belonging in this world, and the things that you do in your work, in the things that you're passionate about. Like you have that drive, that excitement. Maybe it's not always easy. Maybe things aren't always going to plan, but you kind of have that sense of moving forward, where you're not stuck in one place, but you're moving forward. And you know what? You're moving forward on your terms. And you feel that more whole. You feel like that's what healing is about, right? And there's many different roads and many different paths that we go through life on this journey, the journey towards healing. And one way I like to think about it is what helps us to deal with these frustrations is almost like approaching it with the mindset of possibility, the mindset of hope. And that's something that drives me. Because listen, I wrote this book in my own personal journey towards finding hope. Because I felt that my hopes were dashed and were down. After going through cancer, I found myself in a place where I felt like physically at my lowest. I had this crippling fatigue. Mentally, I couldn't think straight. I couldn't eat properly. I was depressed. I felt like there were so many people who kind of disappeared from my life. I felt alone in so many ways. And things that made sense to me before, like, my work, like it just didn't feel right anymore. It felt like it wasn't me. It wasn't my life's work. It wasn't what I meant to be doing in life. I felt lost. I felt confused. I felt miserable. And so I went on this journey of writing what became Finding Hope in Times of Uncertainty, a guide to thriving in a challenging world of today. And what I have uncovered is that hope is the sense of possibility, that bridge between kind of where we're at right now and our expectations, where we want to get to. And hope can really help us and manifest itself to help us find hope in darkness, in times of strife and trouble, but also to have hope as the guiding light towards moving towards our dreams and hopes and desires. And third, which is really sharing hope with others, where you give the sense of hope, the sense of possibility, the sense of something more, something greater, when you share that feeling with others. That's the magic of hope. And today I just want to run you through like the simple version of hope that we can all implement into our life starting today. And I believe it comes down to these 4 things that are absolutely crucial to have us find hope in a challenging time, to build hope and keep our hopes up as we are going after things that we want in life. And also in sharing and supporting others, whether that's your partner, whether that's your family, whether that's your friends, whether that's your community, and imbue them with a sense of hope, of greatness, of something more from life. These 4 things are simple, but also counterintuitive sometimes. I want to take you through because I think it will be so helpful, because I don't approach them from simply like ideas. I think these are implementable things that you can put to work in your life right now. This is what I always speak to as the clarity guide, as in the coaching capacity that I do with working with people one-on-one in my program called Clarity First, where I help those who've been touched by trauma to build their skills up and capabilities to a place where we go from survival and into thriving and living a greater life. So today, as your coach, I want to talk you through hope, right? And the key thing, and I know this is a different way of thinking about life and the way that we live in life each day. And what I want you to be, my friend, what I want you to bring and manifest into this world is being a hero. H in hope for me is hero. Being a hero for someone. It's such a different thing in our society. In our culture, we always look at heroes as the people who've achieved something or they've already done something great. But being a hero starts sometimes with an intention of saying, I want to be a hero for someone. Sometimes we just become, we do heroic acts just through our virtues, by stepping into something. Well, what I'm suggesting here is that we plan to step into it in advance. We decide to be a hero for someone. And whether that's someone who is already in your life, who's already waiting for you to really take another step and forge that even deeper bond and show them the way, or support them in what they are trying to do. Maybe that's in the form of encouragement. Maybe that's in the form of guidance or support, but you are being there for them. You are being the hero. It doesn't mean that you always do things for them. It doesn't mean that you solve all their problems, but it means you're their champion. You're the champion moving forward. Whether it's someone already in your life who's kind of waiting for you to step into that role and claim it even more so that you might be doing today. Or that might be someone who maybe is in a similar place to you, or maybe kind of a step behind you, or maybe someone who's been through something similar that what you've been through, whether it's in your personal life, whether it's in the work that you're doing. How can you be a hero for someone that people can look up to? Because here's what's interesting. In our life, we so often live in this world today where, everything is being known, right? When we look at the world today, when we look at the map of the world, we kind of figure out all the places where we've been. There's no more uncharted lands. We know what that's like. And when we go back to the days of like exploration, right? When people would go and sail the seas, and they would find new lands, and they would find new ways of living, and they would just find treasure, whether that's real treasure, whether that's treasure in terms of knowledge or treasure in terms of a different culture, right? And learning and kind of growing, right? There was that sense of being an explorer when you go and you chart your way forward, and you don't know what that's gonna bring. I think that sense of exploration, that romantic urge to discover something new, that's what we wanna not only cultivate in ourselves, but we want to give that as a gift to people around us, that sense of exploration. Because it doesn't mean that everything is always figured out, that we already know all the answers, but it means that we can find them. We can find and reach for that beauty. Reach out for the unknown. Embrace the possibility. Embrace the uncharted. That's the step forward. And when you can be a hero, and when you can help someone to see the possibility of something greater, either by encouraging them, being by their side, being their champion, or maybe finding a way to share your knowledge, your experience in a way that helps others, that is the stuff of greatness. That's what makes you the hero. That's what gives people hope. The second thing, the O in hope, is being open. Are you right now, at this point of your life, open to new things? Are you open to new ideas? Are you open to new experiences? When your friend, when your colleague, when your loved one shares something, an idea, a thought, a dream, and possibility, do you criticize it? Do you think it's something that's likely to work? Or do you embrace it? Do you give it a chance? Do you want to give it a try? Do you want to get behind it, even if you don't understand it fully or even believe it fully, just because it sounds like it could be a good thing and that's worth getting behind? So often, us as survivors, we close off sometimes to what's really possible, to new things, because we've experienced newness as something to be afraid of, as something that holds us back, as something to be feared because it brings chaos and havoc into our lives. So it's a necessary mechanism. And yet, we want to open yourself up to good things, to possibilities of learning, to possibility of having dreams, whether that's for yourself or for someone you care about. Being open to new experiences, to trying, whether that's trying a new kind of therapy. For me, it's been such a blessing when my mentor and friend told me that I'm gonna love therapy. And I was just for years afraid of doing it. I was so petrified of doing therapy because I was like, I had this idea of what that looks like, and I didn't like it. I thought I'm gonna be lying on the couch and they're gonna ask me how you are, tell me about your mother. And it really, I didn't understand what it might look like. And I guess I was just scared of the unknown. But I think more than that, I was scared that, listen, if I do this and it doesn't help, I'm gonna just feel broken for the rest of my life. But summoning that sense of wanting to try something helpful, trying something newer that will help me to heal, that will help me to go further. It took me probably 3 months to really go from a place where I was first, that seed was planted, to really finding and researching and finding someone that I really believed in could be this great therapist and great support for me. And trying this new kind of therapy. In my case, it was, doing EMDR and also, doing ego state therapy. Like, this was hugely helpful in dealing with, awful memories, and also having that sense of greater acceptance of my experience of who I am, and helping me to feel so much more calm and so much more, better about myself and where I'm going. And that requires courage. Being open to new ideas, to new things, requires courage and bravery. But that sometimes is just something that deep inside is right. Where in your life do you feel you want to be more open right now to new things, new ideas, new experiences? Where is that? How can you be more open to things that are going to serve you, your well-being, your health, that are going to serve people you care about the most, that are in line with your values, that are in line with your sense of purpose, that are in line with where you want to be moving in your life today? Being open is absolute key, my friend. So we talked about the necessity of being a hero for someone, of being open to new ideas and new experiences and new ways of living. Well, the P in hope is possibility. So often in life we withhold moving forward because we don't know what is going to be right, how things will turn out. But one thing I have learned is that every decision I've made that's led me to something beautiful, that's opened the path to falling in love, meeting the person, or like, for example, like my wife, right? I didn't know how things would turn out, and it seemed like, she ended up in another city, and I was like, should I just fly over there and spend time with her? And because, how is this all gonna work? I didn't know. I had so many question marks. I just didn't know. But I was like, I feel that there is a possibility of this incredible love, this possibility of something greater for me, something I've been yearning for so all of this time. And I put my worries and insecurities and concerns aside to go with the possibility of something greater. Even though I've been hurt in the past, even though I suffered for it so many times, even so I've just got burnt with trusting people. But I was like, I want to believe in this possibility of love. If that's what it is, like, that's the hope, my friend. Possibility is being open to that hope, to change, to how things might turn out, the possibility of something greater. That even though you don't know what will happen, but you want more from life. Not having all the answers, but giving in to the possibility. Where in your life today. When you look at your life right now, where in your life do you feel that you need to let in the possibility of something awesome happening, of something turning your way? Maybe you been wanting to make a change. Maybe you are wanting to, put yourself out there and try something new in your work, in your hobbies, in your personal life. And yet you held back because you don't know how it's going to turn out and you don't want to be hurt by it. This is the time to flip from what might be going wrong right now, or what might happen, what might go wrong, and think of, what can I make right? That is the possibility. That is the path to hope. That is the path to a greater life, despite of things that might have been holding you back and making your life so much more challenging than it has to be. Last but not least, my friend, we talked about being a hero for someone. We talked about being open to new ideas and possibilities and ways of living. We talked about flipping the possibility from looking at what might go wrong to what we can make right. But also, the E in hope for me is euphoric. Isn't that a weird word? That's a word you don't hear every day, euphoric, right? But to me, that's what the essence of life is, my friend. That, being euphoric, that sense of, radiating with joy, that sense of radiating with happiness, that sense of, aliveness. That's what people want to be around, isn't it? Whether that's, your family, whether that's people you care about, whether that's your friends. Like, we all want to be around that euphoric state, that feeling alive, right? That's what we've been put on this earth. And the reason I think it's so vital for us who've been touched by trauma is because when we've been through things, that's often when we feel beat down. That's why, we've spent so much time in the complete opposite, right? We spend it in a state of going in a place of, feeling like someone just ripped the carpet right from under your feet. We feel sometimes when we go in this, like we're this close to a breakthrough, we're this close to something positive, something good happening, something might be going our way, and yet we get that just ripped from our hands, just torn from us. And yet, part of hope is wanting to live that sense of aliveness, that sense of presence today. I believe that comes from healing. I believe that comes from connecting with people who have been through something similar to you, through community of people who've been touched by something. I believe it comes from therapy. I believe it comes from expressing your true self through your art, whatever that form of self-expression is right for you, whether that's writing, whether that's music, whether that's doing renovations in your house. But there is something that you do that you feel that sense of aliveness. You feel that sense of being your true self. You feel like being in your element, doing something that excites you, where you get to summon your best self. Summon your best self and step forward doing something you love, doing something that matters. What is it for you? What is it that brings you alive? What is it that excites you? What is it that makes life just feel like just like it's up there? It's not down there, it's up. What makes you feel up? What makes you feel moving? What makes you feel like you're not stuck in one place, but you're moving forward, my friend? That sense of aliveness, I want you to summon that. I want you to summon that sense of higher self and bring that into being. Feel euphoric. Feel that energy. Feel that vibe. Feel that. Because you know what? That comes off. People can feel that from you. People can feel who you are. And you've got it in spades. I just want you to allow it to happen. You are this beautiful human being who, like, you have all of your incredible gifts and virtues and qualities that other people just don't get to see, at least not in their fullness. I'm willing to bet that you've been kind of holding back because we all have. Well, now is not the time. The time right now is to summon your higher self and let it come out. Let that your self-expression, your true art, your true voice to be heard through whatever it is that you're doing, through what excites you. And maybe it's a point in your life where you need to kind of dive in and figure what that is. Figure out, try new things. Maybe you don't have an outlet. Maybe you don't have a way to channel your energy and your presence and that excites you. Well, maybe it's time to try. You know, for me, like many years ago, one thing I remember like trying, because I was wanting to find a way to let something out, but I didn't know what it was. And I signed up for this short course of like how to write 10-minute plays. And it was like this awesome experience because I got to like learn a new skill that I've come back to right now because I'm writing this play that I'm super excited about, the internal experience of healing from trauma. And so I learned how to write these short plays, and I got to meet a bunch of people like from all different walks of life and made new friends and like we ended up creating shows together. It was just so much fun. I loved it. It was just this incredible experience of my life, and it kind of led me on to different things, and I loved it. But I was only discovered it by, I guess, trying all these different things because I didn't know anything about, theater or playwriting, or like it was just something I decided to give it a go. That's what finding your true voice, self-expression is. It isn't some great secret thing that you figured out or some hidden talent, It's just finding something where through trial and error. That's what hope is. It isn't having all the answers. It's about summoning your higher self to go out and do. That's what hope is the sense of exploration. It's the sense of calling. That's why we talk about hope as being a hero for someone, summoning yourself in the service of someone who needs you to support, be their champion, guide them, support them. Second, being open to new ideas, new ways of living life, new thoughts, new experiences. Key, absolute key. Third is we want to open ourselves up to possibility, not the possibility of what might go wrong, but what we can make right. Possibility of healing, possibility of living greater life, possibility of feeling happier on the inside. That sense of happiness, that's what we need. That's what we need to move towards. And it's possible. It is real. Believe in it, my friend. And having that ecstatic energy, that urge for life, the lust for life, that's what we need to strive towards. That comes from self-expression, that comes from doing things that will support you and help you feel better. And none of these things come to us naturally. All of it comes from summoning our best self and needing to step into and live. My friend, please know that you have this power. You have this incredible power, this power of being happy, of seeking greater clarity in everything that you do, of showing up at your best every single day so that you know you're enough, and holding on to hope that things can and do change for the better. Thank you for being here. Look after yourself.